Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is well. I'm just trying to get this on my computer as well so that if anyone is joining me, I will be able to see comments. So welcome, welcome. Today I am doing a spring arrangement. If you saw my post, this is the inspiration for this arrangement today. This cute, adorable plush bunny is going to be in a candlestick arrangement. This is a big one. This was one of my thrift finds. If you can tell, this is all a cutout design on here. I've painted this. I have it ready to go with floral foam. And you'll get to see me do an arrangement today using floral foam. I know I talk a lot about, hey Lorraine, how are you? Leopard is my favorite, in case you didn't know. I have a lot of things in leopard, so thank you. As I was saying, you hear me talk a lot about using the spray foam, the spray installation foam. I love using that on candlestick arrangements because whatever you spray it on, it sticks. And once you wait the 24 hours for it to dry, it's a styrofoam consistency similar to floral foam that you can stick your floral stems into. But I didn't have any of that today, so I am using floral foam. And again, this is, I actually have another table down here so I can work on this. This has got to be, I haven't measured it, it's probably about 20 inches tall. So again, you'll get to see me using the floral foam. If you're interested in knowing how to use that spray foam, those of you watching on YouTube, I have another video prepping floral arrangements with that floral foam. That's a great video, very popular. Everybody is always interested in that floral foam. So that's a cool one. But again, my inspiration today is this adorable bunny. So I am going to be affixing him to this. He's going to start. Before I do that, I am actually going to cover this with moss. I have a bag of green moss. Any of this Spanish moss, this green moss. I love the color of this, which is why I'm using this today rather than the Spanish moss. It's such a pretty, bright, vibrant green, which will go with all of the colors. And just to give you an idea of the colors that I'm working with today, look at these beautiful happy spring colors, hot pinks and greens and purples. I just love it. Can you tell I'm excited for spring to come? Hey, you have some leopard boots for me. Eileen is on here, who is a gnome maker, and she just made a gnome. Actually, you have a couple of them in leopard, right? And you know that they're my favorite. I'm just a leopard kind of gal. I'm putting some glue on my picks here just to hold this moss into place. Just in a few spots, not a lot. Aren't the colors so pretty? I am just so ready for spring. So we're gonna work on another happy spring arrangement here. And I am putting glue on these little picks that I made, and I make them out of, those of you who've watched me regularly know that I make them out of the stems from the floral bushes. Great tip to cut these off because these are wired. Cut these off and make little U-pins out of them, and that's what you can adhere your moss or your Spanish moss or whatever it is that you're putting in there that you want to secure. So I'm just going to turn this in a few spaces to put this on it so I can give myself a base. You always want to hide your mechanics. So I want to hide that foam so you don't see that. Again, I plan on putting a lot of greens and florals in this, which will cover it well, but I want to make sure that we have some green peeking through. And again, I love this color green. Love, love, love. And it does make a mess. And when you get glue on your fingers, it sticks to you. Fun times. Fun times. So I will be finishing this. If no one scoops this up, this will be going in my Etsy shop. Hopefully I will get this listed later today, if not tomorrow. You can find my Etsy shop at the top of my page. You'll see the link tree with all of my social media addresses, as well as my Etsy shop. And for those of you watching on YouTube, if you're interested in these videos, please click on the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I'm fairly new to this, and I'm realizing the importance to that. You'll hear everyone say, please subscribe to my channel so that you can see more things like this, but it allows YouTube to push you out to more people so that your video may get viewed. And of course, that's my goal. I love to inspire people. I love to teach. I love to show people how I come up with different designs so we can all hang out and have fun. So there, I have that loosely covered. Again, I'm not looking for perfection in covering it, just so I can have a base. Ferline, how are you? Welcome. I know you and I became friends on YouTube, so I'm so happy to see you on Facebook as well. I appreciate it. Okay, so I have that loosely covered here. That's going to be my base. Now we are going to stick this adorable bunny, and he's going to be the center of this piece. And I attach him using wood skewers. I'm going to put, let me get rid of this mess. If you ever saw the mess that I have on my table here in working on so many projects, yikes. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the ends of that skewer, and I'm sort of going to stick this right in the bunny. Don't worry, I'm not hurting him. And I like to get him, I can feel how far it's going, so he's going as far as his head, so I know once I put him in this arrangement, he will be secure. Let me get some on the other skewer. Yes, don't judge. All right, and sometimes you gotta really work it in there. And again, because he's plush, I can feel how far this is going up, and I want to get it to his head, not poke him through. And see, now he has two skewers on him, and that's how he's going to fit in there. I have to cut these down a little bit. Let's see how far I want to cut that down. I think that's good. And then I'll put glue on that end as well and stick him into the floral foam. The floral foam is soft. This goes right in, and he will be secure. Look at how cute. I'm hoping this is not too far away for you to see. Again, he's too tall to work on my workspace here, so I have another little table right below me so that you can see the top. So hopefully we have a good view. Hey Doris, how are you? Happy Sunday. Now I'm wondering, I just feel like I should be crossing her legs. Do you think? Or is her legs okay like that? You know what? I can make that decision the further we get. So now I have a bunch of greenery here. I'm going to start with my greenery, take off my tags. My biggest pet peeve is these tags that they put on florals. They don't always make it so hard to get them off. but I like these wispy, graspy looking ones. I think these may be called bead grass. I don't always know the names of the greeneries or the florals that I use. I really pick them out more for their shapes, their colors. So I'm gonna go, even though this will be a 360 design, meaning you will see it from all ways, this really is the front, obviously, because the bunny's facing front. So I'm gonna put these tall items behind him, so he sort of has a backdrop here. And see how pretty with the grass is just coming from behind him? I'm loving the colors of this bunny. So, so cute. Isn't he cute? Maybe he can say hello to your gnomes, Eileen. The bunnies and gnomes can become friends. There, now see what I mean that he has a green backdrop. I think I'm gonna put one more in the middle. And we'll have like a little wall behind him. Perfect. You can see behind him. Now I'm going to fill in with some other greens. I'm also going to do a bow. You know me, I have to add bows to everything. So I'm trying to picture where I may have that bow. And I think I may do that first, so as I don't hide any of the florals. I'm going to do that first. See, sometimes I just never know what direction I'm going in until I actually start and I look at things. I never have a definite recipe. It's sort of just the way I roll. I design things with my eyes. I have 3 ribbons here, a pretty lilac, a bright green, and a pink. So that goes perfectly with the florals that I've chosen. And let's make a simple bow to go on this. And you know what? Before I start that, I'm going to get some of this moss away because it really does make a mess. Let me clean up my workspace a little bit here. Okay, I feel better now. You can always work better when your space is clean. Yes, Eileen. All right, I'm going to start with my purple. I'm going to get out a zip tie because that's how I secure my bow. And being as this is so tall, I want to give myself a flowy tail. So first I determine the length of my tail, and then I'm going to make my loops. And I think that that is good. This ribbon doesn't have a right and wrong side, which is nice, so I don't have to twist too much. Cut this off. See, being as this is going to be hanging down, I give myself a short tail on top, which will go next to him, and then a long flowy tail. Then I will do my pink because I want to end with that green. I just love the color of that green. And I don't have too much of this pink. So you know what I will do? I will make this shorter. And then I'll add just more tails in of the purple. And this a loop. This is nice, stiff, burlap-y kind of fabric. So it keeps its shape, which is nice. You always want to have wire-edged ribbon. Round leaf, wait, Verlene, it's called round leaf bush. One of my favorite bushes from Hobby Lobby. Yes. Thank you for that. See, we all learn something new every day. That's one of my favorite too. I just love, again, I choose things for their color, their shape, knowing what kind of projects I want to put it in, that it fits in there nicely. I want to have another tail of this, but I'm not going to do another loop of it. So I'm just going to cut a length of ribbon no loops. Put that in there. See, so I can have two tails hanging down. And then I am going to do this green. I love the color of this green. Will I have enough to do? Yes, it looks like I will have enough. And this is a nice stiff one too. When you can have the stiff ribbons, it makes such a difference when you're making your bow because they really stand instead of flopping over. Sort of fluff that out a little bit. Cut this. Oh, you took out your bunny candles from last year, Doris. That's awesome. I really liked those. So now I'm going with one bunny piece. Again, he will be available. I will put him on my Etsy. For those of you interested in finding the Etsy shop, you can go to the top of my page and my link tree is there that has all of my links, including my Etsy shop. And again, for those of you that were curious about using the spray foam on candlestick arrangements, there is a video on YouTube that you'll be able to find on my channel. The channel is the same as this, Interior Jewels. And you'll be able to see how you use that stuff, which I love. That's one of my favorite things. Okay, got my bow going here. I'm gonna put my zip tie in. Make sure I have it in the middle so my bow comes out even. And of course I screwed that up. I got it. And also, just like I used those floral stems for putting the greenery, the moss, I'm also going to use one of these as a pick to put my bow in. And that's how I will adhere it to the floral foam. So before I get that all the way tight, I will put in my little pick here, if I can see. There we go. And then I will tighten this all the way. Fluff out my bow a little bit. This is why I love wire ribbon. When you just run your fingers down it, it takes shape. It falls gracefully. You'll get those little curls. And the colors are just perfect for the florals that I chose. Now let's see how I want him to go. Right next to the bunny, we're gonna put him. I'm gonna put some glue on the end of my pick here. And put him right in. I am going to dovetail these tails just to finish them off. You can cut that ahead of time. I always wind up cutting them when I put them in because that's when I will find out if I need to make my tails shorter. Always better to start longer than shorter because you can always cut it down. You can't go the opposite way, obviously. Oh, and this green goes perfect with the bunny's outfit. And see, these are a little bit long. I'm going to cut those down. And there you go. You get a nice finished edge. And I do like them to curl. But just with the bunny and the bow, look at how pretty. Now I'm going to add the florals in all around that and make him come to life. I'm going to do my florals first, and then I will fill in with my greeneries. So I'm going to go with my biggest florals And again, I put glue on each one, and they're so easy to go into the floral foam. And I'm always telling people, when you build your arrangements, you're really trying to achieve balance. So if you add something on one side, try and add it on the other, and that's how you add your balance. See how I went purple on one, purple on the other. And now maybe I'll do a little bit of a tall one back there, because I have 3 of these. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to add my green ones in. I love this color green. One of my favorite colors, that chartreuse. And it goes so pretty with purple. I also have, I have to see where I'm going to add these, but aren't these cool? I love anything that drips and is wispy and flowy, as opposed to making a compact arrangement. I like it to be flowy. I'm just going to cut all the stems off this. And start sticking these in. And then in the end, I will fill in with my greens. Look at how pretty that green is next to his. I love that color. Get one going over here. And I will keep turning it around too, because as I said, it is a 360 design. Even though the bunny faces forward, you want to make sure that for anyone seeing the back, that is finished as well. If I were using this in my own home, I would probably design it as a front facing, and where I would be putting it to make sure that the back isn't seen as much as the front. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go there. Get a couple more in the back. Remember that balance, balance, balance. I did a few more of these candlestick arrangements. As a matter of fact, Doris, that's what you were saying. Doris actually purchased a pair of those last year. And that video may be on YouTube for any of you interested in seeing that. Okay, see how the back starts to fill in as well, so it doesn't look naked. Now I'm going to go in with these bright pink, another happy color. If I can get these tags off. I really hate these tags. Okay. I'm going to cut these all off, and I'm going to use this whole bush in there. And again, these are the bushes that I save once I cut my florals off, because you can use these for picks to insert things into your arrangements, whether it's a pick for your bow or to hold your moss in place. I save everything, including the leaves. You know, so often you will use a full bush in an arrangement, but not leave a few things left on it. So all of those leaves I save, because they come in handy when finishing an arrangement that you need to fill in some parts. So I never throw anything out. It becomes a problem with space sometimes, but it's okay. Let's put one little one in the front here. I'm going to cut this down. I wanted to get pink right next to him so it offset the green. And I'm going to put a pink between those two green ones. Thank you so much, Lorraine. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Doris. You are the best. I appreciate all the sprinkling. Again, that allows more people to be able to see videos and content that they may be interested in. So it really helps, just like subscribing on YouTube. Okay, let me get some of these in the back. Remember, I want to make sure that I keep turning it. Sorry about that. I'm plugging in my charger. Completely forgot. Don't want to lose you in the middle. Give me 1 second here to plug this in. I'm still with you. Got it. All the things. I always forget to do the things. All right, look at how pretty he's coming. Is that not so bright and happy? I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, I'm done with those. Now I'm going to see if I can use some of these. I love how these just droop. So let's see where I can use these. Such a pretty purple. I'll put one over here. And then I'll put one on the other side. Turn them around. Look at how graceful they just hang over. Love that. And then I'm going to add some of this yellow one as well, which kind of looks like that chartreuse color a little bit. Cut these off. I love when you're working on arrangements and it just starts to take shape and it almost feels as though it comes to life. Put one more back there. How gorgeous would this look on a dining table as a holiday centerpiece? See how it just comes to life? I want to get one more in the back, and then I'm going to start adding my greenery. I'm going to put some ivy in the bottom so that I can have that trailing down. I love to use ivy. It's a great trailer because this is so tall. I like to have some draping down. So I have some ivy pieces here. Cut these and put these in here to cover this. Then you start turning it and seeing where your bare spots are, anything that needs to be covered. Another piece in here. cut off my little straggly pieces. That under the florals. Whoop. I usually like to use my Lazy Susan to put my arrangements on too, so I can keep turning this, but it becomes too tall. This is a really tall piece. What else do I have here that trails down? These are pretty. This is a beautiful trailer, very wispy again. Can't tell you what they're called, but beautiful wispy pieces. And it's a great camouflage to the bottom here. And it sort of just drapes down. I'm going to put this all around the bottom. And I just keep cutting. I put glue on all of my stems, so this is not going anywhere. All of this is secure. And see how that hangs down? I don't know if you can see that. Let me get off your glue strings. But just hangs next to his legs very gracefully, and now all of a sudden the whole piece is looking uniform. It doesn't look like, because it's so tall, that there's just a little bit on top. I love to have it draping down so it complements the height of this. Finish what I have here in these. This has very thin stems, and if you're ever having a problem because they bend, you can make a hole in the foam first, then put your glue on, and then just put that right in the same hole. Go. Becoming very graceful. I love it. Let's see, I have some of these greenery too, so I'm going to mix in these. I always say when you're adding greenery, add a mixture of color and texture. That's what makes it look more realistic, more pleasing to the eye. Makes it look more upscale. You know, because I only work with artificial flowers, I always try and make it look as realistic as possible. Don't want it to look fake and plasticky. And you want to fill in all of these holes. See, I'm not able to see really any of that foam anymore. This has covered all of it. I'm just looking for holes here. Get back here, and he's filling in quite nicely. Put in some more ivy. Ivy is one of my staples. Love using ivy. Some more greens over here. You know what? I have these trailing greens as well. These are so pretty. These look fern-like. Him hanging down. What would I do without my glue gun? my most treasured tool. And because these are wired stems, you can sort of bend them in the way that you want them to go. But look at how beautiful that just drapes down. It just becomes more elegant, in my opinion. Everyone has their way of doing things, but I love doing things that flow down and just look elegant. I'm going to put one of those over there too. Remember balance. I keep turning it and making sure that I have balance, that I'm adding these elements on all sides. Need a few more greeneries in there, and we are almost done. And now that just came off, and if your greens come off, you can put them right back on, add a little dab of glue, and they're not going to go anywhere. Make sure I keep those on there. I'm going to do this a little bit shorter. Okay. I keep fixing my bow. I don't want to cover anything. Got his hand. See, now as I went further, I don't think that I have to cross her legs. But just to give you an idea how faux, see how I have the greens draping down? And again, this is a very tall arrangement. This has to be 24 inches tall. Would look gorgeous as an Easter centerpiece. I'm going to put one more of these droopies in here. See, I give them my own name, droopies, because I don't know what they're called. Don't know what they're called. Put that in there. And maybe one more yellow one on this side. And we may be done. One more in the back here. I have glue all over my fingers and it's making it even harder to take off these tags. Okay, so I can show you all the way around that he is full, all of the greenery dripping down. She's still star of the show in the middle. All of the colors coordinate with her, pinks, purples, greens. I just love her. Such a happy, happy piece. Please let me know what you think about it. Feel free to comment. I always go back and read the comments. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For anyone that watched me on Facebook who doesn't follow me, please give me a follow so that you can see more projects like this. And remember, she will be posted or listed in my Etsy, which you can find at the top of my page in my link tree. All of my links are there. You'll find the link to my Etsy shop in both YouTube and Facebook. So thanks so much for joining me while I created this beauty. She's going to have a photo shoot now. So stay tuned for the pictures. And again, thanks for joining me. And I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye now.